Okay, so Geistchanneler, discount Discover the Formula, turn 3 divide by 0, and hope for a 4th land to cast the Discover the Formula? That sounds like a good plan to me. Ooh, even a creature that gets blocked by Geistchanneler? It's my lucky day. Oh no, so many vampires! Whatever will I do? I wonder if there's an incentive here to discount divide by 0 instead of Discover the Formula. Like that I could choose to have 2 discounted divide by 0s if for some reason that appeals to me. Maybe that is something that was supposed to appeal to me? Actually, now that I drew a Fading Hope, do I want to Fading Hope something instead of divide by 0ing it for 1 mana? And then have a 2 mana Discover the Formula? I don't think so. I think there's a pretty strong chance that I'm going to need to use divide by 0 to fetch a Environmental Sciences here. You can just send the link in chat. When you do, I'll go ahead and open it to keep the tab open. Attack with Blood Tithe Harvester. I'm willing to double block that. See if the opponent accidentally uses any interaction before damage. No. I have to divide by 0 before they totally yield regardless, because I don't want to take the first strike damage from Florian. We do end up eating the 3-2. I like that. Is it in your plans to become a full-time MTG streamer? It's not in the plans. And if the attempt to make YouTube content out of the stream actually succeeds, then that is probably something that I'm going to start spending more time on streaming. But as it stands, the process of editing the videos for YouTube and making thumbnails has actually meant that it takes like more time overall out of my day for less time streaming. But I don't know. I like my day job. I'm not in a hurry to not do it. But I would like to get to the point where I can spend more time streaming. Although I'm not actually sure how I can do that. Well, anyway, if YouTube gets successful enough that I get to actually hire an editor to do it, I guess that would mean that I'd probably spend more time. You can hire people to make more thumbnails or edit? Yeah, but at the moment, I'm probably making like about $100 a month streaming. That's probably not true. It's more than that. It's like $150. So I kind of need YouTube to actually be wildly successful beyond my expectations before I can justify doing that. I hope I don't end up giving them something that's actually better than what I just break expectationed. But anyway, yes, if I can get to the point where I'm actually hiring people or someone to make thumbnails and edit full-time, that would be most certainly the ideal. It says Menace? Rude. Oh, they got a creature? Super rude. Or just hire an editor for free. That... Well, I guess that's me, isn't it? Make batches of them at a time. That's what I've been doing. You can kind of see some examples, since I should probably be figuring out a way to plug this as often as possible. I got more or less what I think is going to be the default for the thumbnails going forward. Trouble is that actually isn't as fast to remake as I thought, because Paint.net aligning stuff isn't actually super convenient. And then I got a friend who is occasionally going to be making meme thumbnails when the fancy strikes him. Oh. So if I discover the formula, then we end up with a 3-mana Sorin and a 2-mana Divide by Zero, which I'm on 5 mana. That works. I should have waited to play the land until after I discovered the formula, if discover the formula is what I'm casting. But if I just play the Sorin and have the 2 creatures, then they have the Ginger Brute. I'm a little worried that if I just play the Sorin and down ticket, that it kind of gets invalidated here, and the Sorin just dies, which ain't fun. So I think we're going to do the Discover the Formula instead, which means I shouldn't have played the land. I should have discovered the formula at sorcery speed, and there was a chance that we could have hit a tap land to play instead. Now, some free drawing programs will be easier to align that stuff. In fact, if you have stuff like PowerPoint, there's a center line feature and built-in aligned edges that you can export the slide as a PNG. I wonder if that would be an easier way to set that up. Might be. I'll look into that. Meathook Massacre seems real good here. Okay. Send me a reminder on Discord, Mary, and I'll talk to you about that. Because that might actually be a much faster way to mass produce them, which I would be super into. Do I have a Sorin in the graveyard? No. I would like a Sorin in the graveyard for this Blood on the Snow, ironically enough. But I don't have one. No, I think we're just living this Meathook Massacre for 3 life, and probably being pretty happy about that. So here comes the Agadeem's Awakening. Oh, no. Here comes the land. I like that. Oh. Voldaren? Oh, Voldaren can't be used for spells. Right. Because cards do what they say on them. Good point. Good point. Alright, and now we get to play Sorin and start minusing Sorin to make creatures that do things and gain life. Okay. Is it worth Divide by Zeroing a play with fire that they just get to recast immediately anyway? Probably not. I'd rather have Divide by Zero up on the off chance that they actually cast Agadeem's Awakening next turn. Plus, I got my 2/3. I could divide the Sorin, but then I'm still weak to the Agadeem's Awakening, and I've got stuff to do with my mana. I don't really need the Sorin right now. Not very much, anyway. Get rid of my cheap card draw spell. Fine by me. We get more mana. I like that. We have Lier, plus some Fading Hopes. We also have a cheap Divide by Zero. That's excellent. I could break Expectations away the Agadeem's Awakening, but I think I'd rather just hold up Divide by Zero plus Fading Hope on the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. The exile from the Hive of the Eye Tyrant is kind of annoying right now when my graveyard does matter to me. City Stock Connoisseur. Does that matter at all in any way whatsoever? I discard Blood on the Snow? Do I care? I guess I kind of care. if they have exactly a removal spell for Lier, I don't care because I can actually Blood on the Snow to get back Lier anyway. That's not true. It's sort of true. Let's just take Mascot Exhibition. So if they kill Lier, I can Blood on the Snow to get back Lier. If I do it immediately, otherwise it would have been discarded to City Stock Connoisseur, except that by drawing Mascot Exhibition, then City Stock Connoisseur discards that instead. I guess I could have Blood on the Snow to get back Lier and then immediately break Expectations to get rid of the City Stock or Connoisseur, couldn't I? So I just like had every option possible. I think I just hold up this Divide by 0 for 1 and put lethal on the board. That seems like a good idea to me. I don't think I need to get cuter than that. Yeah, opponent agrees. That was approximately exactly as cute as I needed to be. So we are playing what looks mostly like an aggro list, so that makes me think we bring in Sorin and Meathook and Infernal Grasp, and then cut Key to the Archives, and once again I'm left in this weird spot where I don't actually know what to cut, which I think means cutting one Break Expectations. I suppose I could cut more Break Expectations for more anti-aggro cards if I have room in the sideboard to add more anti-aggro cards. This is a weird set of cards in my hand. Is this keepable? I don't think this is keepable. But to go back to my earlier thought, I'm not actually convinced that Break Expectations is even bad against aggro. It's really hard to get rid of 4 lands and spells that do things. I don't think I can keep this against a deck as aggressive as theirs was, though. This hand, however, I like a lot more. Other than the fact that it doesn't actually have a second black source. That bit sucks, and I didn't think about it. Okay, here's the plan. We're going to keep all the lands and the Lier, and we're just going to draw more black sources. And everything will be fine. Okay. Well, Break Expectations. Time to live up to the plan of have the opponent curve be weird. Would I rather go to Bloodthirsty Adversary or Blood Tithe Harvester? I guess the answer is probably Harvester. I could also leave them with both 2-drops, take the Florian, not Jwari Disruption the Florian, and then leave them with 2 things that die to Meathook Massacre? Banking pretty hard on the draw a black source plan then. But I guess we'll just draw a black source, so it'll be fine. I'm sure there's no way this could possibly go wrong. By doing it this way, I am sort of committing to playing the Jwari Disruption as a land eventually, which leans into Lier a little better. Hey, we drew a black source. That's cool. Play this Hall of the Storm Giants. I can play Jwari Disruption as my land next turn if they don't give me something to Jwari Disruption this turn. Raider's Carve. Oh, I guess I actually do still have to Jwari Disruption that anyway because the Blood Tithe Harvester crews it next turn, huh? Alright, so it didn't really accomplish anything here, but yeah, whatever. If I had known I was drawing the Infernal Grasp that could have hit the Raider's Carve, I probably wouldn't have played the Jwari Disruption on the Raider's Carve. Alright, drawing lands. None of my problems ever are real. Meathook Massacre in play, opponent's creature's gone, life is gained. I like where this is going. Duress takes Infernal Grasp, which isn't Lier. That's nice. Go Blank takes Lier and everything, so that's kind of annoying. I'm not generally of the opinion that that's the way to fight Lier decks, but it does work after I mulliganed and had to play Break Expectations to do nothing. I guess worse than nothing. I Break Expectations and still had to 1-for-1 the card that they got. So Break Expectations actually 0-for-1 me there. And the Den of the Bugbears are a problem. And my card draw isn't actually going to be a card draw, so I guess what I needed to draw there was one of the Sorins. Kind of missed the Sorin we had earlier. I still somehow don't have a 5th land? How did I not have a 5th? Oh, right, they mind rotted away my land. Right. Because that was good. I attack with everything here and do 4 damage. I go to 7. Another 4 damage puts me to 3. What can I draw into here? Sorin's still the best draw. I have the Eye Tyrant, Ginger Brute. Yes, this ends up working out to the same thing. Alright, Fading Hope keeps me in it for a turn. It does give me a scry towards a Sorin, which is nice. Ooh, actually, I do still lose a life here, huh? Go to 2. Well, land isn't a Sorin. Divide by 0. Hits Ginger Brute. Go to 4. I think I still die, but I guess I'll make them do the math. Because I don't get the Meathook Massacre trigger in time. Actually, I think I might die by like more than enough. I think I go to -1? Land... yeah, so 4 damage unblockable. Not even a question. Alright. Well, I definitely got by the Mind Rot, and that definitely made Break Expectations look very bad. Not that I have a replacement for it, but it gives me an incentive to maybe just not play Break Expectations sometimes. Honestly, the fact that both of the cards they got off Break Expectations that game actually wound up being relevant was probably what was most painful. I could play Key to the Archives instead of Break Expectations, I suppose. I don't know if that's actually good, but I guess we kind of proved that Break Expectations just wasn't stellar, especially given we saw them board into 2 different kind of Mind Rots. Another good thing for editing is to write down some timestamps while you do the stream. So I've been using the stream markers on Twitch, which doesn't actually show up in the recording, unfortunately, but I can then look up all of the timestamps that I set for different things. The trick has been like figuring out what to actually use that for. No, I can't discount Key to the Archives. Alright. Please, opponent, kindly cast things that I can divide by 0. Florian works perfectly. Environmental Sciences, still missing the land drops, still hurts. Get our second black source. Writing notes for just match start, match end. Huh. I don't know if I can use those... I don't know if I can use the timing on that cleanly enough, because it doesn't actually like pop up in the feed. What I've been doing is hunting manually for the match starts and ends, so that I can cut them at a point where the audio comes in and out naturally. Should I play Key to the Archive here? I think probably. Then I can just discard Geistchanneler. Oh, Time Warp! Ooh, wait, no, now I can't get discard Geistchanneler because I got a Time Warp. Alright, discard Lier then. What Twitch extension might that be? The one to add the stream markers? That's just something that's inherent to Twitch. I wish it had some way to actually add little timestamps in the MP4 file, but I don't think that's how MP4 files work. I'm honestly not sure all of where it puts those stream marker things. Geistchanneler, discount, Time Warp. Cast Time Warp. I need 2 more mana before I can play Lier and immediately Time Warp. Or I could Blood on the Snow. No, I can't Blood on the Snow because Immersed Predator doesn't do that. Right. Oh, right, Immersed Predator gets bigger. Okay, I forgot how cards work for a second there. Don't get distracted. That might be annoying, especially because Immersed Predator just exiled my Time Warp, didn't it? Yeah, okay. So perhaps I have made a small error that may be relevant. Just maybe. Just maybe that makes a difference. I'm still 1 mana off killing that Immersed Predator, huh? Troubling. How do we address this? Pretty big swing. Yeah, pretty substantial, honestly. Otherwise, I could have just gotten rid of the 2 Blood on the Snows. But I guess the fact that Immersed Predator exiled my graveyard isn't going to matter as much. It's the fact that I can't play this Sorin and immediately protect it that's actually the problem. Oh, right, it gets bigger even if there isn't a target, isn't that right? Yeah, they can choose no target and get a counter on it without being able to fizzle it. You kind of have to draw here. You will reveal the land.
Blood for knowledge.
Which sort of gives us an opening to draw an untapped land to kill the Predator, and then probably lose both of my board wipes to a hand hate spell out of them. Yeah, probably still can't win this. Yeah. They kind of messed that up. They should have attacked before doing the mind rot. Well, no, I could have had an instant speed spell that was interactive. They rewarded them mind rotting first. Although I don't know what interactive spell I would have. I guess I could bounce the Immerstorm Predator after the exile effect. But in that case, it's still better to go blank afterwards. I guess Bloodthirsty Adversary makes the go blank plan a little stronger, huh? If I had killed this Immerstorm Predator, I guess, yeah, the Sorin being alive, or at least them having to do other stuff instead of mind rotting me on the Sorin turn is the big difference. I might have still been behind that game because I didn't draw enough card advantage. Although I will say, this continues to make Key to the Archives look worse than just playing a card draw spell in that slot.